Hey, I'm just cleaning up some stuff real quick. Did you know that when you turn off your PC in PC Building Simulator, it doesn't close PC Building Simulator? Yeah, you have to like do like video game stuff, like save your game and then exit the game before the, before the before the game will turn off. Probably shouldn't run two games at once, although I've done it before in similar circumstances. I was actually thinking about that the other day. I went to go watch uh the Tony Hawk streams that I did a little while ago. And the Tony Hawk streams I did a little while ago, one of them like I sort of freeze in the middle of doing my intro because there's like a raspy sound that I like that I keep hearing in my headphones, but it's not coming through over stream. And listening back to that, I understood immediately what the problem was, and it was that I had left Hardspace Shipbreaker open, so I was hearing my Shipbreaker like breathe while it was on the pause menu. So so that was good. I'm glad I solved that mystery. Let's solve another mystery, the mystery of the forgotten intro, because I haven't done it yet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends beyond the binary, hello and welcome. I am your girl, Kristi September, and it's the stream, and we're gonna play more Inscryption, which I'm very excited about. I used Windmills of Your Mind for the intro music again. Which is why I felt the need to sort of vamp for a little bit, because I don't know if that's going to get muted. It's from a recording of a TV show from the fucking 40s. Or not 40s, but the 60s, and I don't know if it's gonna get flagged. We'll fucking figure it out. Let's play more Inscryption. Uh, so let me hit this button. I have not kicked open this game since we turned it off for the stream last time. So again, I don't know what's going to happen having pressed this go juice. I hope it's something cool, but the baseline is it opens Inscryption and we just play some more, and that's fine. I'm very happy with just that. Looks like. Okay. I'm just gonna tank that down in my headphones a little bit more. And still can't start a new game, so let's continue. So when last we left off, we had defeated the Prospector and the... He's not called the Fisher King. What is he called? The Docksman? The Fishmonger? Sure. The Prospector and the Angler. Thank you. Thank you, GM. I'm glad you're here. I practiced my Angler, my GM voice over the course of the week so that I could do it without significant voice strain. You considered one of the angler's catches as a meal, but the rank odor deterred you. Dinner would have to wait. Let me see. A frigid gust of wind billowed unwelcome into your lungs. The beauty of the fallen snow failed to distract you from the chill in your bones. You had ascended to the snow line. And that's great, and this all looks great, and we're gonna deal with all of this later. The first thing I want to do is this. So, I go back and I watch the videos I go back and watch the replays Tuesday while I'm at work, so that I can like look at it and get a feel for what I'm missing as a performer. Because when I'm in it, and I don't have the real capability to like double track and try and like be an editor as well as be a performer. So that's what I do on Tuesday. And we came to this in the thing, and I looked at this skink puzzle, and I realized immediately what I was fucking up. So skinks, when you attack them, they drop their tails, which continue to block the thing that's hitting them. But then it moves over and blocks the thing to the right also. So when we click the bell, yeah, there's only 1 point of damage getting through because these two are being blocked. And this is being blocked by the flyer. The thing about it is that if you just don't hit the skink, then they don't move over. They don't lose their tails. You don't have to hit it. Hell yeah. And like I said, I that clicked on me Tuesday while I was at work, and it turns out that all you need is a little bit of breathing space to skink outside the box. And that was a joke that Mox came up with. Hello, Mox. Also, hello, Dote. Hello, Andy. Hello, Katie. I'm sorry, I got really into this bit. So I forgot to do my welcomes. Welcome all. It looks like we have a worker ant and an ant queen. Formidable creatures, those ants. Very well. I'll add them to your deck and make them available for future challengers. Ooh, new puzzles. These ones deal ant damage. I don't know what that means. What's the other one then? This is... This is all stuff I'm familiar with, but I don't know if I want to fuck about with it. What happens if I just smack everything? Yeah, that doesn't go the way I wanted it to. Nope, don't do that. Still have, 9 film strips up here. Don't think I haven't noticed it. Hey, Bad Road. The answer for when your opponent blocks with a rubber tree plant, I suppose. That makes sense. Can't take the knife. Hey. Hey. Is this annoying? Does that annoy you? Is that annoying what I'm doing? Does it upset you? What about in the eye? What if I poke your eye? Does this count as annoying? I probably shouldn't piss off the skull hanging on the wall, huh? Is that the Bone Lord? I guess we'll see whether or not that's the Bone Lord. There's the things from that. Here's Beehive Squirrel still. We haven't put that together, but I have the capability to because there's stuff happening. So is there a way that I can see how many teeth I have? That information I have access to? Can't use that right now. Alright. Yeah, it isn't something I have access to. But I have a few, so I kind of want to take the right path here to get to the trapper. and start doing that. There's a bunch of shit over here, though. Yeah, so let's just go this way. Right, doesn't it seem like a thing I should be able to know? But it doesn't appear to be. Oh, hang on. So I thought that once I had used the code, the vault code, that the thing just went away, but it didn't. It's still on here on Mighty Elite. So were there any more things? When a card bearing this sigil is played, Nance is created in your hand. Okay. Any other tips and tricks? Ooh, I can get a possum in a bottle. There's a bunch of boons. Oh. Okay, I'm apparently not allowed to see what those are. Ants, though. The value represented with this sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. That's good to know. Oh, and here are more abilities. I think we're actually about to loop. Yeah, because there's Mighty Leap again. Okay, so learn some game information. Thank you, Xenon. If your possum is cold, thank you, Dote. If your possum is cold, if you're cold, your opossum is cold. Let them out. Lewis. Okay. Oh, black goat. We've seen black goat, just not here. And the pronghorn. The sadistic... I forgot to read the black goat. The sadistic pronghorn. Woe be to those that meet the end of its antlers. Honestly, I'm completely fine with GM's voice just being a slightly more, slightly more menacing Logan Cunningham as Rux. Pronghorn's another one that hits on both sides, and also it moves like that. Lewis does also. It's also hides when it's not its turn, so unless something has, like, blowback, Lewis doesn't get hit. Or Louis. Probably Louis? Yeah, trappers and traders, this is probably, this might be in, you know, the French Quarter, by which I mean Quebec, Canada. Do I want to just take the black goat? It's really good. Can I look at my existing deck? I cannot. Let's just take black goat. Here's another bony bank. Here's a flight. Flight fan. Here's another set of pliers, of which we already have one. So I suppose oh, hey. That pitiful opossum. Oh, I thought there was going to be more. No, that was a full stop, was it? Sure, let's take the frozen possum. What does... okay, that doesn't help. What does fucking frozen do as a thing? Does that mean I need to use some sort of fire on it to make it not frozen? Or does it, like, crash out. When a card bearing this sigil perishes, the creature inside is released in its place. Oh, okay. So this is a 05 that turns into a 1/3? I think I'm actually perfectly fine with that. 1/1, thank you. Mox says possicle. Mox is correct to say possicle. Look, there's a third talking card somewhere around here. Personally, I hate the guy. Biggest killjoy ever. But he's the only one of us with a plan to get things back to normal. So, just throw out the skink, I guess? Yes. Mark the squirrel, play a skink. This completes my turn. Ooh. What does this do? When an empty space would be struck, the mole moves in. Okay. Does the Ant Queen just make ants? When I play it, I will get an ant. Is that better than having the skink around? I don't think so. Let's take the squirrel. And let's play the squirrel. And let's kill the squirrel to put the stoat out. Keep me alive. Turkey Vulture's 3/3, but I got some bad news. There's 2 raven eggs. Which I guess are going to turn into ravens next turn. And as we know, the raven absolutely fucks. I don't think I survived this one. I think I don't get there. Yeah, I think best case scenario is I eat 3 from the Turkey Vulture right now and go down to 4. The skink will kill the mole, but the ravens will turn into ravens. So actually, when it becomes their turn again, they just murder me. Yeah, that's what happens on this one. Yep, this is the part where it kills me. How disappointing. Alright, well, shut up. I have the most exquisite pelts. I decided to try a French-Canadian accent, you know. The first one's free. I would take the... Oh. I should have taken more. I didn't realize what was happening with that UI. That sucks. Much appreciated. I thought that was Russian. No, I'm just bad at French-Canadian accents. Going to that means nothing. Crackling of the fire lit the starving faces of a group of survivors. We have not food, but perhaps one of your creatures will join us. Is there a point at which this becomes a bad play? I don't think there is. I can make the fuckbird fuck harder. Or the cockroach? Mantis? I actually really like the play of giving the mantis more power, because if it's not blocked on either side, it fucking hits for 4. Yeah, eat mantis, you jackass. Free bone from the Bone Lord, so I guess they're not too pissed off of me for, you know, honking them down. Oh, right, I got a strange larva. And actually what I can do right now, today, here in front of you, is play this squirrel. Oh, whoops. Oh, it didn't really teach me that I could do that. I can hit A and D to look over at the scale and the items in greater detail. That doesn't mean a lot, I guess, but, you know. Yep, let's kill the squirrel for this larva and see what it turns into. And I have 2 bones now, so let's play the opossum here in front of the moleman and the moose buck. These are big folks that I'm being swung with at today. I don't know if I enjoy that. I think the truth is I don't. Oh. Wasn't paying attention. Should have put it on one of the empty spaces, huh? Yes. Should have done. So we're gonna run the squirrel out. And we're gonna play this poor frozen opossum to just get blasted by this moose buck. What is this thing? At the end of an owner's turn, the card bearing the sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. That's interesting. Should I just kill the squirrel in the... Should I just kill the squirrel and the opossum so that I can play wolf? I can do 3 damage to the moose buck real quick, but then the moose buck isn't gonna... Like, that's not gonna go well. It does feel super fucked up. Oh no, wait, actually, that's not what's gonna happen, is it? If I sacrifice the... Yeah, if I sacrifice the possum, then I get a free possum. So yeah, then the possum will just be in front of the moose buck and the wolf can do what the fuck ever. Because when it... Oh. You can't draw blood from a frozen opossum. I could kill the live opossum, but that's not it. I guess we just hit the button. We just pull the second squirrel. And now I'll murk the squirrels for the wolf, and then the wolf's gonna die, like, immediately. Elk fawn. Mantis. It is just a life lesson that you can't get blood from a frozen pos. If I sacrifice this pos and I put the mantis down here, the mantis will kill the moleman, do 2 damage to Moose Buck. And then the next turn, the Moose Buck attacks. The Elk Fawn will smash the Possum. Is that going to kill me? Where are we at? I'm in the lead right now. I don't necessarily like this play, but I think it's the best one I have. Then I get a free possum. It's me. I'm glad it's you. Despite everything. So you can survive a hit from the elk. I don't know, I have to sacrifice something. I guess the possum? Yeah, I guess I sacrifice the possum because that way... Because if the possum attacks, the mole's just gonna jump in front of it, and that's nothing. So... Sorry, possum. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And it's gonna suck for you, but yeah, deal, I suppose. Oh wow, this was auspicious. Because now I can play long elk. I'm really glad I pulled something that does bones. It is a very long, so long an elk. Do I put it in front of regular elk? No, I think I put it in front of mole because it will kill mole outright. Because it has death touch. Yeah, like that. Well. Well. I've just lost this game. So, looks like it's gonna be right back to the starting line for me. Alas, it is time for you to perish. Am I gonna have to make another death card? Stay there. No need to move. I'm afraid you're not dead yet. Hold still. Where did I put that camera of mine? Pathetic. Do you really think I would leave film in there? Do you have any idea what that camera's capable of? Give me that. We have a memento to create. Behold your death card. Shall we begin to ink it? Choose a card to draw the cost from. I like 2 bones. Power and health. Absolutely the wolf. A 3-2? Yes. It was a fun session. I do hope we see the RDM next week. You know, after he murders this. Katie says next time he has to bring the snacks, which is very funny. What card do we want the sigils from? There's the beehive, which makes a bee whenever it gets whacked. There's the fledgling, so it'll turn into something bigger? I don't know what that means in terms of a death card. Want you to say? No, not really. I'll do the I'll do the Ben Wheeler safe word, and if I want actual information, I will go, "Hey, chat." Or the one that comes back to your hand, which I think also has merit, but or actually, because its cost is 2 bones, it has a lot of merits because it half pays for itself just when it dies. We're gonna use the unkillable. Yeah. Hey, Kristi. Hello. Hello, Dote. I've been watching. I actually haven't been watching this round because the game he's playing is sort of not my tenor, but I've been watching Ben Wheeler play games on Loading Ready Run, and he did not start calling it a safe word, but his chat did, and he's good enough to go along with what's obviously a good meme. Sometimes I run out of breath in the middle of a sentence. Where he's like, I might just talk out loud to myself because I'm a person who solves problems that way. If I actually want your input, I will say, "Hey, chat, continue with the question." Which I think is a wonderful premise. I never did ask you your name. I mean, I already put in my name, so hey, who wants to be the face on this card? Hands up in chat. Bad Road says I'll do it. One thing now remains. I must capture your visage. Say cheese. Bad Road the Unkillable, the Deathless Badger. So, diegetically, these are not diegetically. That's not what that word means. In universe, these are all supposed to be different people, I guess. I wonder how that works. We'll continue on and see how this goes. I had such high hopes for that last one. Why do I bother trying to teach you? You'll learn as we go. Or you'll die. A gift from the angler. You see, he was defeated recently and wishes to redeem himself. It would be unfortunate if he were to fall to the prospector before he was given that chance. This hook is powerful. You may steal one of my cards with it. For that reason, you will not find any others along the path. Use it wisely. It seems the lowly stink bug has made its way in. But it is dealt, so it stands. Does Stoat look, does Stoat look flatter? Stoat looks flatter, right? Okay. Yeah. And one of the ears is down. Oh, do I have a different one? I think I have a different one. Let's have a look at that ant puzzle now that we generally know how that goes. We can't move the skink up or down. What happens if we just go for? If we just go for, that's nothing. Dab. Always, I listen, me, I know exactly what just happened and precisely why that was the solution to the puzzle that I really figured out all on my own, and I don't need to explain it to you. Let's take this wolf. Curious. Oh, that's all? Well, this is free damage. I don't know why I wouldn't put it down right there. This is same deal. Okay. So that's not it. What happens if I move this back? Same thing. So the 3 is... does it mean damage overall? Or is it asking me how I can... No, that's not it. Okay, I can't move that up or down, so that's part of the thing. Was the stink bug animated earlier? Yeah, like Katie said, all of the cards that are speaking directly to us are animated. So the Stoat and the stink bug so far. Is it like this? No. So the crux of this puzzle, I think, are these two, the ones that we can't move. So this one hits to the left and to the right, which is fine, except that this one can't move either, and it's one of the skinks. So it absolutely blocks this, and if I don't have... Yeah, if I don't have something in its way, then it'll block whatever's in that section too. Forgot stink bug could talk. Me too, honestly. Oh, this has changed to now be kingfisher and squirrel. I wonder if this is different. This has to be different for every run, then. because it changed when we got to a new run. Does that mean that it's nothing? That it's just... No. That's not how this goes. I was thinking about this in the car because I've been thinking about little else but Inscryption all week. So if there's... Daniel Mullins games generally have this feature where if you are being shown something, it's because you were meant to see it. Like, anything that you can see and anything you can interact with, you were meant to take some amount of information away from. So this has to do something. We'll keep a lookout for Kingfisher as we stop that, as we go through our next run. This is a new one. This is new too, I think. Well. Oh no, this is the one where we choose a cost. You may not choose a specific beast. Nope, that's different. Instead, you must now decide on a tribe that you prefer. Do we want an elk? Do we want a dog? Or do we want a... Oh, it's supposed to be a bug. I was reading these as eyes, and they are eyes, but then so's this and this. It's not another eye and a mouth. It's 4 eyes and a mandibles and a sort of antenna thingy. We haven't had an elk. Let's take an elk. The nascent fawn grows quickly into an elk. A randomly chosen hooved card. Did you wish for something else? No, I'm actually pretty fine with the fawn. It's got a low cost. It turns into a big thing. And then there's this. That looks like a dude being stabbed. Fond of it. Thank you, Bad Red. An ancient woman emerged from behind an oak tree. She carefully laid out intricate wood carvings, then gestured at them brusquely. Choose. So we have Death Touch, we have Flight, and we have Stank, which lowers the attack of whatever it's across from. I think we take the Flight. I say I don't know what we're about to do. My guess is that we're going to get to inscribe something on one of our cards. We'll see how that runs. You accepted the wood carver's offering. It is useless without its second half, but you intuited that this would not be the last encounter with her. Okay. So here in 2 spaces, provided we get that far, we'll be able to do something. First we have to do this fight, which I don't think I'm... Oh, hey, it's that. Lucky draw. Oh, caged wolf. Caged wolf. I didn't actually get a chance to look and see what this did. It's 6 and can't attack. But it doesn't have a sigil on it that says it like becomes a wolf when the cage is broken. So I think this is just a wall. I think we drop both the squirrels for the wolf, honestly. And then we take this and the squirrel in the jar and turn it into a wolf. What's up here? Pronghorn that can block flying. Hacha, where are you? Everybody's eyes are closed. Right, Pronghorn will hit both sides, but not like... So how does that operate? It means we put the wolf here because this will come down, attack, and move over. And so the turn after that, it'll murder the pronghorn, which is what we want. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is the plan. Pull a squirrel. Play and sacrifice the squirrel for the stoats. Shut up, it's not a bad play. I'm tired of you and your sass. Oh, you don't have any other cards. Then I guess it doesn't matter what I take. I'm just gonna overkill you for 2. There's another tribe called quest? Yeah, it sure is. So given that we now know we're about to get one of those cool things that make a certain kind of animal big or better, or flying, I think is what we took. I think there's not a great reason to take another hoofed mammal. The flighty elk. It moves after attacking. The old woodcarver again appeared before you. Well, I was sort of hoping that I'd get the elk one so I could use my 2 elks, but no. No, I got wolf. I got a wolf's. I don't think I have any birds. So yeah, let's just go ahead and give our wolves flying. The old woman bared her teeth in satisfaction. Your first totem was complete. The airborne sigil will now be marked upon all your canine creatures. I guess we just run to the right? There's a trapper over to the left, but I don't actually have that much teeth. And I'd have to, like, do another totem battle to get over there. I don't want that. I love, love, love how it gradually introduces more mechanics. Yeah, it's sort of the, it's sort of the norm with, games like this. Or good versions of games like this. Rather than, like, throwing everything at you at once. But I think this is just a very good job it's doing. How much does the elk fawn have? Elk fawn has 1. I think I put the squirrel out and play the elk fawn over on the right, and then I'm gonna eat fucking 4 from these coyotes, but that's just kind of how it's gonna play. Or I could... No, that doesn't make any fucking sense, does it? Like, I could wait another turn, get another squirrel, and then sacrifice 2 for the wolf? that would kill one of the coyotes outright. But I think that doesn't do anything. I think that just kills me. And besides, the coyote would kill the squirrel, so actually that's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Play out the fawn. Huh. I'm gonna hit the button. Okay, now the elk has become large. But it can't move to the right because of the stump that's in the way. I'm gonna put a squirrel down there. Here's what I should have done. I should have put the squirrel here. It's too late to think about that now. I think I have to kill the elk. I think I have to kill the elk so I can play the wolf. Because the wolf's gonna do more damage. Oh no, the wolf isn't gonna kill the coyote, is it? It's just gonna, like, deal 3 damage and then soak. Which I guess is what I need? I feel like I played this quite badly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't do this right, and it's gonna cause me to become very murdered. Yeah. Can't draw blood from a stump. I've just lost this one. Yeah. That one honked. I fucked that one. No, I also hoped for more GM. I wished very much that that would have been a better play, but, you know, it wasn't. Let's see if I can get another dog. I can get another dog. The dauntless bloodhound leaps to oppose new creatures when they are played. And then I can maybe replace my squirrel? Yeah. Just gonna have to do this fight, huh? The stink bug looks different too. I missed that text. I was busy looking at the stink bug and how it's got a nose, a human nose? How the stink bug now has a human nose now. God, Katie in the chat brings up a very good point, which is, if you wanna summon me, baby, there's a price to pay. It's a squirrel in a bottle. You gotta sack it the right way. Thank you, Mox. The dog in a cage looks useless, but there's more to it. He hit it for a reason, which makes a lot of sense. What are you playing this round? The coyote and the porcupine. I think I think my job is to sacrifice 2 squirrels and bring out the elk. I think my job is to sacrifice 2 squirrels and bring out the elk. I think sacrificing 2 squirrels and bringing out the elk is the job that I must do. And this gives me 2 to play Stinkbug with. And I'm really not over the human nose that Stinkbug has right now. I wouldn't say I'm interested by what that means canonically. But I think I don't play anything. I think I just grab this squirrel and then swing from the tables of my heart. Now I have 2 squirrels, and now I can play 2 squirrels, and now I can sacrifice 2 squirrels for this massive bloodhound and win, pretty sure. Oh, it does kill the... This does kill the stink bug, but they're fine, probably. Now I can play my 2 squirrels, and now I can play my twirls. Show me some exquisite pelts. You have none. Do you understand how disappointing that is? I must give you this. Use that to buy some pelts. Do not return empty-handed again. Okay. We can try to replace our squirrel, or we can pump something up. And I think we pump something up. I also wonder what happens if you return empty-handed, but I sort of don't want to figure it out. I'm disappointed by your lack of pelts. Take some fucking teeth. Nope. We can embiggen the wolf. Or the elk fawn. Or the regular elk. Actually, I think with as big a booty as the elk has, I think giving it another power is actually just good. I'm not gonna keep reading these because they are the same every time. And I do want to move my way through this. I do want to move my way through this game. Stand in the way of my gold? Be darned! A wolf in a cage, but how to break it. Oh, right, I was going to give you, like, an English accent, although I think that's not quite the case anymore. Bullfrog. Bullfrog blocks flights. Without bullfrog, get murdered by coyote. Without bullfrog, get murdered by coyote. Able to place stink bug. Fixes problem. Yes. Sorry, squirrel. Sucks to suck, I guess. Stink bug comes out. Smashes coyote. Shall we? There we go. That's what you sound like now. Play squirrel, keep squirrel. Pull second squirrel. Play 2 squirrels. Murder 2 squirrels to embiggen elk. Elk is just gonna pop 3 damage off this mole and also block the coyote from coming down. So I think that's just an incredibly solid play. There's Bloodhound. Good play, Bloodhound. I think it's not quite... That's not really what I want. I think I just attack again. Yeah, just grab another squirrel. This won't win me the round, will it? It won't. It'll kill the coyote and do 2 damage to the mule. Then this other wolf will come down. But that'll give me time to... Yeah, this is completely what I want to happen. Take some ticks, but pack mule moves over. Pack move mules over. And... we attack. Kill the pack mule, deal 1 damage with stink bug. We're gonna take 3 on the crackback, but that's okay. Because we're just gonna, like, get a whole sheaf of goddamn cards. What the fuck was that? Excuse me? No, sir? Sir? No, that's great, my wolf flies. What the fuck are you? What is this? The thing that it does is called Bell Ringer. Does it do damage equal to the number of times the bell has been rung over the course of the match? That's what I would imagine it does. Oh, and the turkey vulture, which is just big. How many? I only have the 2. I only have the 2 things. I can put out a squirrel to play porcupine. No, I think the play is to put a squirrel down and then kill stink bug and squirrel to play Bloodhound, because that'll... Right, it has flying. That won't kill wolf. It'll just sail right over. I guess that doesn't matter. I'm about to do 5 damage and win this round anyway, and then everything's gonna get picked to death. Oh. I see. I really want to keep this around for Magic Hour, so let's just grab this squirrel and... Or actually, where are we at? We win as soon as I hit... Not win, but we move on as soon as I hit the bell. So let's just hit the bell. Poof. And then all of the cards get turned into gold nuggets. Oh, there were only 2 out. That's curious. Alright, so let's do the thing I wanted to do and play 2 squirrels. And then kill 2 squirrels to play this abyssal fucking horror, which has an attack of 4. There's still coffee on this. I probably have to, like, choose to put a card in my deck that has that, right? Rather than being slung one randomly. That makes sense. But it's absolutely gonna murder this fucking wolf. Anything else I can do? Oh god, thank you so much for stacking those for me. That makes this so much easier. I'm gonna play this turkey vulture. And then that's good. Let's just go. Congratulations, I guess. You've killed both of those gold nuggets. Become tentacled? I have so many teeth. Need a light? Your reward? What's in here? The strange larva again. I didn't get to see what you turned into. Yeah, well. Long elk. And the moleman. I feel like I don't have an awful lot of defense. Let's take the moleman. After the harrowing encounter with the prospector, you gathered yourself and continued onwards. Let me think. I accidentally beat him without killing the mule once, and the game is not balanced for that. Does the game, like, really, really want you to have all of the cards that comes out of the mule? The air grew thick with moisture. The buzzing and chirping of insects drowned out the sound of your footfalls as you beheld the wetlands. I guess we have to go left so that we can get to this, this claptrap. So we can talk to the trapper. It just wants you to have enough cards. That makes sense. Ringworm. The underappreciated ringworm. Its value is not readily apparent. Okay. Bullfrog. So I guess the mushroom does mean you have one of these in your deck already. And hey, here's Bad Road. It's our good friend Bad Road, who has some sort of vice around his head. Let's take that. I think those are supposed to be whiskers. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, no. No, you can't use that. If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. Failure. To the user, nothing will happen. This bottle of goo has no use. Scissors, you may cut up one of your adversary's cards, so it's just a kill spell. I mean, yeah, I don't trust GM as a narrator, really. Also, we haven't had anyone from the slime contingent in our game yet, so let's go with that. You put the ringworm in the failure glue. Does that do a thing? I didn't take ringworm. I took you instead. But I really do want to see what failure does. What is this? Greetings. Greetings. Okay. Squirrel, Moleman, Bloodhound. I can put out the Moleman, I guess. Oh hey, it's the Kingfisher. Oh hey, it's the Kingfisher. Hook one of my cards and take it as your own. You must have an empty space on your side to receive it. Hey chat. Do I get to keep the card that I take with this, or is it just for the match? Like, does it go into my deck afterwards? I think it goes into your deck. I'm not 100%. Okay. Not now, there's nothing that can be hooked. Oh, I guess it has to be in the play field first. So let's get the Moleman out, I suppose. And this ends the turn. And pull a squirrel. Come up here. There's no space to pull that one into. Okay, so doing it would pull it from there over here into my space where the mole man is. The problem is that the mole man's there. Okay. Let's just... No, we don't really have to play the squirrel, can we? Moleman's gonna hold down the fort for, like, this whole round still. Which gives me time to draw another squirrel, and then play both of those squirrels so I can put Bloodhound onto the field. And then I have enough bones to put Stinkbug out on the field, too. Who let that dog out? Who? Who let that dog out? It honestly doesn't matter what I take, because we're just gonna win. And now we go see the trapper so that we don't, make the trader sad. My belts are clean! Have a free one! Can we take a golden pelt? We can. Can we take 2 golden pelts? No. You need more teeth for that one. Do I get all the pelts I just took, or is it just the one? It should be all, right? Yes, it is all. Okay, good. Thank you for your patronage. Move up here. What are we gonna embiggen? Oh, what are we gonna enhearten? Can thicken wolf? Can thicken wolf? Can thicken bad road? Bad road is a 3/5 for 2 bones that comes back to my hand when played. That sounds honestly sick as hell. The health of the bad road was enhanced by the warmth. 3/5 is pretty. It was 3/4, I think. Oh, wolf is caged still. I really want to put. I really want to put caged wolf out and let the, even though it doesn't say it anywhere, I guess just let the cage get smacked. Why did I do that? Well, I didn't take the ringworm, but let's just go ahead and see what it does, because the bullfrog's gonna hit it here in a second. Oh, more ants. That's actually quite bad. Oh no, I need to make this, I need to make these ants go away very quickly. Let's put the wolf out. That doesn't actually feel great, but sure. And that gives us enough to put Bad Road out, which will kill the other ant. Yes, this is the correct play. Oh, no, it was not the correct play. I died instead of that. Are bones expended when you cast with them? Yes. Bones are expended when you cast with them, but they don't drain round to round the way that blood sacrifices do. I wish that went better. Is this the trader again? Yes. Are your pelts clean? Hair pelts. I can get another tentacled monstrosity. Or a beehive. Actually, I should take the kingfisher so that I can see if I can't make squirrel kingfisher happen. Ah, wolf pets too. Exquisite. Oh, wolf pelts have sigils on them. You get 4 bones when porcupine dies. Wait, when you... Yeah, just dies. Doesn't need to be sacrificed. Okay. I presume this is damage number of cards in hand? Warren. Bat. We actually haven't had a bat. I think I can't not take the bat. Is that a golden pelt? Magnificent. Wowzers. So Mantis God does the triple strike. We'll strike to left, right, and center. Okay. The douse. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a chime is created on each empty adjacent space. A chime is defined as 0 power, 1 health. Okay. May I make a recommendation? You may. Ouroboros is a unkillable 1/1 for 2, which is not bad. Pack Rat. When a card bearing this sigil is played, you will receive a random item as long as you have less than 3 items. That sounds dope as hell, actually. You're telling me Ouroboros seems like nothing, but no, I see the value in it. It's a fucking, like anything that you can keep casting is good, right? That's the reason I really wanted to put the unkillable on Bad Road. It's a little harder to cast than Bad Road is because it's a blood sacrifice instead of a bone sacrifice. There's more to it than you can see. Does it get bigger every time it casts? Because that's grotesque. You have my gratitude. That might not be it, but I would really like to see if that's it. What the fuck is this over here? Was this the Bone Lord sacrifice, or is that something else? I'm already full on items, so taking the backpack does nothing, so let's see what's over here. No, this is the trade-off. What are we sacrificing? Something else. We can take both the sigils off the Molman, but Molman really is just meant to have these sigils. Like, Molman won that one match for a single hand, basically. I think bullfrogs can block flyers and put that on Caged Wolf. I actually like that play a lot because the if the idea is we crash the, it takes 6 damage and crashes the cage, then putting it in front of a big flyer is actually a pretty hype play. Taiga style. What's this mushroom? I can get to the mushroom from either side, so that's fine. Let's just move straight forward. Ever forward, never learning. There's a guard fur over here. Okay. So there's a bee. Which I think I've been very adamant in saying that I don't trust. The Kingfisher can't actually block it. I actually don't have anything that can block it. So let's throw out... I mean, I guess let's just throw out the Kingfisher because we can't really play anything else and I want to put some damage on the board. I should, well, no, it wouldn't have mattered. I was about to say maybe I should have put it in front of the bee, but it doesn't block. It actually doesn't matter where I put it currently. 2 bees. And actually, I think I murder the Kingfisher so that I can play the Bloodhound. Yeah, because that'll kill one of these bees and then kill the another one of these bees the turn after that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, no, that didn't work the way I thought. They all fly. All of this flies? This all flies. Well, I'll tell you what, Eleanor Rigby, let's see what happens when we, let's see what happens when we take this face that we're keeping in a jar. I am serious. You cannot use that. There is no possible use for it. I'll place it on that shelf over there for now. My advice is avoid it. Okay. Well, so here's what we do. It's time to use our hook. We're gonna grab this hook. We're gonna take the bee. Now we're gonna sacrifice the bee to play this elk. Elk goes down. Elk will murder this bee. The bloodhound will do some damage. And then we'll figure the fuck out everything else next turn. Fuck. Liam. Oh, good. It's Bad Road. We can play Bad Road. 2 damage, 3 damage. Oh, no, wait. This actually wins us, I think? No, it doesn't win us. But it'll do... It'll do a lot. We've won this. It's just going to take another turn. Yeah, it's in elk fawn. I don't really care. I can just hit the button and deal the damage. Ooh. Okay. Try pyromancy. Thank you. Well. I'm just gonna back off my earphones a little bit. The pain is unbearable. Hang on. Just one second. The pain is unbearable. Even after all these years. What do you want? I have very little to live for these days. Watching the angle. I'm not gonna try to keep doing that. I'm gonna stop that. Sorry, everyone. I thought that was gonna be better than it was. Watching the angler lose. Now that soothed my pain. An old rival of mine, that fisherman. He bested me this time, but I will have another chance. The caged wolf card has been uncovered, I see. Much like the master, the wolf must be set free. See to that, I beg you. I believe the master has planned for you to find that caged wolf, and I believe the wolf inside must be set free. Okay, everyone wants me to get on this fucking wolf train. So, okay. We'll do that when we get back, I guess. Christ, it's 10 o'clock already. Yeah, that's the... We're gonna go to break. We're gonna go to break, I guess. Before we do that, we wish to take this opportunity to remind you that Black lives matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, and that the lives of people of color matter. Protests continue around the country as Black Americans fight for basic human rights, basic decency, basic equal protection under the law and the want to not be terrified of the police. We have some links that we would like for you to look at. Underneath the Bang Donate command are organizations that are helping people on the ground right now. The Bail Fund Network, the Ochre Project, the Black Trans Travel Fund, and the Black Hills Legal Defense Fund, which are getting bail funds, which are getting food and transportation and legal help to people fighting every single day. Under the other command is a list of things that you can do to be of help right now. Relief for Hurricane Ida, because New Orleans has been, was put beneath the ocean for the third time in living memory because they are not getting what they need. A petition to designate Haiti for temporary protective status so that refugees fleeing the country will not simply be deported back immediately to the terrible conditions from which they are trying desperately to escape. A pathway to citizenship, another petition to help create a way forward to full citizenship for undocumented immigrants, and the ACLU Racism and Policing Correspondence course. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if that is still what that link goes to, because I have gotten other missives from that same mailing list, which is good, but maybe I should remove it or change it out for something else. If it does, it's still there. Okay, good. Well, then that is a email correspondence course where over the course of 4 weeks, you can get a quick primer in the state of policing in this country, its origins, why it is bad at the things that it says it is there to do, and why it is good at the things we wish it would never do, and what options are available to move forward without them. We feel these are good starting points, but do your own research. Find some way to give your energy to the civil rights movement, because building a better future is everyone's responsibility. It is everyone's fight, and we should battle white supremacy wherever we find it, globally, locally, and within ourselves. I'm going to go take a break. I'm going to finish this half cup of cereal that I poured for myself an hour and a half ago. I request that you all stand up, stretch your legs, get some water, do whatever self-care is important to you, and we will catch you back here in 3 to 5 minutes. Please join us then. One of these buttons takes us to the BRB screen. There it is. It's that one. So I said, wrecked him. Damn near killed him. I'm back. I decided to do that with my day. Let's get back into Inscryption. Yep. Right, this thing here, which kind of looks like a mushroom. It's probably a mushroom. We'll see what it is when we get up there. We take a... Ooh. The adept kingfisher, a slippery hunter. And the diligent ant. Its strength is proportionate to the size of its colony. So having one doesn't really do, huh? I think of these, I would rather take a second kingfisher just to see if it can make kingfisher squirrel go. And whatever this new thing is. That's a bunch of mushrooms, huh? Ahem. You found yourself among a grove of thick and pungent mushrooms. You squinted to see a figure through a thick cloud of spores. We are the mycologist, yes? Yes. And we are performing our experiments far from... We are not welcome elsewhere. We will experiment on your flock, yes? We will need 2 of the same creatures? 1 for each of us. I don't know if I have anything that... Oh, well, I have 2 kingfishers. I can't just opt not to, right? I think this could get messy. Look away. The kingfisher, it is now 1. It's a 2-2 now with a big thing down at center. Down at center line. Now it's time to fight the angler again. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. Go fish. Squirrel, stoat elk fawn Ouroboros. Of these, I guess we put the elk fawn out? Yeah. And we could play the stoat, but that's a bad plan. Let's just go. Stale fish, hard chews. Well, let's just throw out the squirrel then. And the elk will just do whatever damage the elk is gonna do. And the squirrel gets taken. Oh, it's doing the hook. I didn't realize that's what he was doing last time, but he's doing the thing that I just did with the hook. It moves back, so now bruh's just got a useless 0-1 squirrel over on that side of the board blocking the kingfisher. Alright, cool. We'll just pull another squirrel out, but we probably wait for the Ouroboros. Yeah, we probably wait for another squirrel so we can play Ouroboros. And in the meantime, this elk's gonna lay in for 2. Kingfisher deals 2 damage. What, again? Already this quick? No, and I refuse. Should I play the second squirrel so I can put the stoat out? No, because if I play a second squirrel and I put the stoat out, he's gonna latch onto the stoat because it's the freshest one. Yeah, let's just go. Take fish, go fish. Yeah. So let's just throw out 2 squirrels so we can play the Ouroboros? I guess it goes here so it can kill the other kingfisher, right? Yeah, must do. Okay. Take this. Put squirrel out. You attack squirrel. Oh, no, wait, it can't kill the kingfisher because the kingfisher keeps sinking. Yeah, I guess we just squirrel and stoats, which is the name of my craft beer company, Squirrel and Stoats. It's not gonna... Oh, yeah. Does that work? Is the kingfisher gonna slide off the edge of the thing? I guess it doesn't matter. Right, a bunch of chum buckets. Right. This is gonna get, like, actually quite bad, actually quite quick. Okay. Now I just have a bunch of fucking sharks out there. The Robberos comes back to my hand. It does increase. It's a 2/2 now. That doesn't matter a lot. Yeah, that doesn't matter a massive amount. Because I'm about to get murdered by 3 sharks. So I guess we're gonna lay this squirrel down. And I'm gonna sacrifice this squirrel to play the kingfisher over here, and it's gonna die too. It's gonna deal 2 at the first. Exactly, arts and crafts beer. It's delicious, you get an activity to do with your kids. I'm gonna make a craft beer and call it arts and crafts beer, I think. It's not a bad name. Oh, no, right, kingfisher goes... Yeah, I just died. I just died right there. I guess now we need to make another portrait, huh? Yeah, we got a memento. Let's just roll it out. So while I decide what these stats are, someone put their hand up to be the next victim of the card. I guess of these, we would rather have a 1/1 or a 1 cost. The power and health. Well, a 2/2, a 2/2, and a 2/3. Oh, it's still a 2/2, so it would have continued being bigger consistently. It would have started the next game as a 2/2. Wowzers. Okay, let's take the Bloodhound gang. We can take the sigils, which I guess means it can move, or it can fly and also be hella sacrificed. I think a 2/3 flyer is actually pretty unassailable. Yeah. IDK, it depends on how much the card fucks. That's true. The Raven's a 2-3, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Who wants to be the Dillionaire? The D stands for dead. A Soulionaire? Would Bat want bad, or I can take? Katie's giving it up, so hey. Prepare yourself. Mortal Kombat is on today. Is your beard longer? I think your beard is longer. All right. We have the angler's hook back. We have the caged wolf. And the stink bug, the stoat, and the bullfrog is our starting four. Well, let me pull back first real quick. Oh. Huh. You plucked that from the oil painting. You must not like the cards I deal you. Fine. Okay. The clover is very lucky. That makes sense. This one's choose a cost, this one's choose a tribe, this one's choose a card. And that puts us on the path to the... That puts us on the path to a totem, but we don't have access to the other side, unless there's one over there somewhere. And I definitely don't want to do a totem battle on top of all that other shit. There's a wood carver. Yeah, there's a wood carver further down the right, but we can't connect one to the other. Right. So, and because we don't know what's on the other side of the fold, we can't really make a decision based on that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because it means we'll get a wood carver either way, unless we want to go for the sacrifice stone. I don't know if we do. Let's go left. Okay, I have a clover in front of me. Does this mean I get to re-roll what cards I have? I bet that's what it means. I'm gonna hold on to it though, because I do want to take Pronghorn. Or Wolf? I want to take Pronghorn or Wolf? I want to take Pronghorn. It's the wood carver. Let's not fucking take flights this time. Oh, we have a variety of things. So, like, we can wolf it out, like, right immediately. I did just take a... Oh, going very forward is what does that. Okay, so I can take... I can't just take this. I'm just gonna take that. And now time for our first battle, which is a totem battle, which is a wolf that hides battle? The wolf that hides. Just thinking about that wolf. I'm also thinking about that wolf, and I'm sort of thinking that we should put the wolf out. Let's just do that. I think we can get this done immediately. So let's crack both of those and put the caged wolf out right there. I bet its damage is consistent too. I bet if it takes like 3 damage from whatever this is and we win, it's going to start the next one with 3 life left. We'll see how that goes. In the meantime, let's play Stink Bug over there. Wolf Cub comes down, smashes Caged Wolf. We grab a Squirtle. And we ding and wait. We ding and wait. We shall watch and pray. Oh, yeah, this is absolutely the play to make. I'm very happy about how this is going. We're gonna break this wolf out of wolf jail. Yeah. What was that? That was the sound of me breaking a cool wolf out of cool wolf jail. And getting, like, honestly, rather a lot of free teeth off that. It did sound ominous. Let's see if something's changed, and something has. This wolf that was in the thing isn't there anymore. Isn't caged anymore. So now we've got this. And it goes right there. And now we have a knife! You finally pried my special dagger from the paws of that squirrel, though you may wish that you hadn't. Hey, bud. May that dagger find its mark. You must be brave. I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, I figured this was the other thing I was warned about. No, this one was the, that's so neat. So this was the image that was on Bad Road's card. It was, those weren't whiskers at all. They were a big clunky robot jaw and clunky robot eyes. You're rad. I want to see if I can get a higher res version of your 3D model. Unlike the pliers, it is actually necessary to do. So that sucks, but we'll deal with it when we deal with it. Let's pick a cost for a card. 1 bloods, 2 bloods, or 3 bloods. What's in our deck? That's about what I thought was going to happen to Stink Bug. How they're becoming more and more human looking. That's sort of what I thought was going to go down there. What in fuck is happening to Stoats? Hey, buddy? Are you all right, buddy? We need a 1-drop. It's a porcupine, good. Ah, 1-drop. Get it? Like a drop of blood. I didn't mean to make that joke, but my brain let me know that there was a joke to be had in there. So, good job. Let's give something a bigger ass. What needs a thicker donk? So I'm torn immediately between wolf with a big donk and porcupine with a big donk. Wolf with a big donk is just going to be able to deal 3 damage a couple more turns. Porcupine with a big donk is going to be able to deal 1 ticks back for much longer. Stoat has become stout. That's true. So I was wondering if these were, I was wondering if their transformations were based off of how many times we had, like, restarted the game. Or not restarted the game, but how many runs we've done. But no, they didn't look like this when we saw them in our initial draw. So they're based around, like, what's happening plot-wise. So let's figure out how that goes. I think I just want to make the wolf thick. I think we just want to get a thick wolf. Thick wolves mean thick pelts. Send tweet. Okay. There's some stuff happening out here. There's an alpha there. That sucks, and I hate it. I think we tie the porcupine down? Yeah, I think that's what we do. We put the squirrel out, and then we put the porcupine there. And it'll deal 1 damage right now, and then when the coyote comes down, it'll attack it and die because of the blowback, and alpha won't matter. I have to draw a card first. Let's draw this one. Right-click. You will place a weight on the scales. The pain is temporary. So now I can put 2 weights on the scales if I felt like doing that. Actually, if I put the stink bug in front of alpha doesn't do shit anymore. Or that's not true. It's going to make coyote big. But that's fine, I think. Yes, this is a reasonable thing to have happen. Let me pull the second squirrel. And we put 2 squirrels down. And we murder those 2 squirrels to play the pronghorn. And... oh, hey, bud. I see the way this is going. I concede. Alright. You may accept my surrender, or you may finish this match the slow way. Is that an olive branch? Okay, let's take the olive branch then, I guess. What the fuck is that? Alright, time for some really exciting new sigils. Not happy about it. River Snapper, Alpha Wolf. Ah, the meddlesome bat, a minor terror. Bat. And let's take the other half of our wood carving. Do we want to give them all mole jump? Like, most of the elks have, like, most of the hoofed mammals have this anyway. So we might as well take mole jump just for the look of the thing. You are a minor terror, and I'm very proud of you. That's new, right? The pickaxe with the thing? I'm pretty sure that's new. Two new coyotes. That's fun and interesting. Do we put the bullfrog out? I mean, the bullfrog just gets immediately murdered. Do we hang on until next round where we can play a second squirrel and put the wolf out? Yeah, we're gonna eat 4 damage right off the top, but... Ooh, I don't like that. Third coyote, huh? Okay, so for us to be able to win this match, I'm going to have to use both of our special items. So I'm going to use the pliers first. I will give a 3-second countdown, and then I will verbally say that it is over when it is over. Then I'm going to use the knife with the same spacing. I don't know what this looks like, although I have some idea. I was told. I was warned that it also is relatively graphic. So hey, I'm going to click this button for the pliers in 3, 2, and 1. All right. So that's finished, and I'm just gonna wait for the red to subside a little bit. And now I'm gonna count down from 3 and then click this knife. So everybody, here comes the knife in 3 and 2 and 1. That is real close. That is not as bad as I thought. But wow, that's still not fantastic. So that bit's over. There's still an eyeball on the scales, if that's something that bothers you. But the actual act is over. You may look back if you wish. Or I can just say when the match is done. I'll do that anyway. But our vision is darker now and fuzzy at the edges, and I think that's just the way that looks. How many eyeballs do you have total? I think just the 1. So we throw out the squirrel. And then we throw out the second squirrel. Then we kill both of those squirrels to play wolf. And then we use our third thing so that we can hook this coyote over. And do that. Oh, we actually didn't need the knife to win that, huh? I fucked up my math. It's fine, I guess. The match is over. Although I'm about to read some text that makes me think the the case that I'm seeing is going to be problematic. Believe it or not, you're not the first to lose an eye here. This isn't much fun if you're half blind. Perhaps you'd like to replace it. This case is going to be full of eyes. Okay. That's a lot. I don't know why I wouldn't take the one with the glowy sigils, though. I was correct to take the glowy sigil one. Find salvation in Cuckoo Clock. Is that what you wanted? Regardless, the choice is final. Well, now that I have this wonderful new eyeball toy. Do you remember the eye toy, everyone? I'm gonna take some time because I'm feeling a little drained from that sequence. Do you remember the eye toy? It was a thing for the PlayStation 2 that sort of tried to do motion controls. It didn't work well. You just sort of like moved about and the game sort of treated it as a suggestion. And then then Microsoft tried to do that with the Kinect years later, and that worked about the same, only more expensively. So that's fun. There's gloopy chromatic aberration in here. My internet stopped working. What happened to the eyeball? So we used the knife and we took out the eyeball from our heads and put it on the scale. Then we won the match, and then we were offered to replace the eyeball because everything looked weird and bad. And one of the eyeballs had some glowy sigils on it. So I obviously took the one that had glowy sigils on it. And that had some keep sealed. And that has had some knock-on effects, which are interesting. Could it be you have the Master's eye? Does this mean the Master can see me? Magnificus, can you see me? Can you free me? I watched that dagger do its work. For a moment, I felt that my misery had company. Oh, but it had its own noble purpose. Surely a step toward freeing the Master. And then you're back to Rargarg. We were told that there was salvation in the Cuckoo Clock, and well, now I can see, now I can see how those look. So that's not quite what I expected to happen. Take the film roll before he sees it. Now! Huh. That's good and fun. We have film now for the camera. Let's see what this does. You came across a hobbled man standing beside some boulders. You caught me off guard. Not supposed to see me till further down the road. Say, I like me a gamble. If you can pick a boulder that has gold in it, you can keep it. Show me where to strike. Nothing about this shows me what gold, where gold might be. These are all... I also sort of, Katie next to me, hanging up laundry, said I was sort of assuming that the eye would tell you, and I also sort of assumed that. But that's not what happened. Let's go dead center. Dag nabbit, no gold. But that is a funny looking varmint. You can keep it. Says it's corpse maggots. It's a 1/2 with split strike, and then whatever the fuck that thing in the middle is. I agree, Bad Road, the dead center may have been a poor turn of phrase. What does that do? Corpse Eater. If a creature that you own perishes by combat, a card bearing this sigil in your hand is automatically played in its place. Oh, okay, so I can... It costs 5, but it can get played for free if some shit happens. Wild, okay. Corpse maggots and fallen in love. I do not see what those two things have to do with each other. Should I get a boulder? Should I get the boulder, though? The boulder would just, like... No, that's nothing, actually. That's nothing, actually. Let's take the scroll. Oh, right. I used all of my items, she said, without lingering on the value those items brought. So I can take a lot more stuff. I can take a squirrel and a boulder. I didn't watch Avatar, so I can't make the boulder joke. No, that's fair. I ought to thank you. How has it been? It has been quite bad. I am trapped in the body of a stoat, in the paper of a card. I see that. And I have, of course, set up a way to reset once more. Go on. Our player friend here, they already hold the key. So the stoat's like a play date. That's what I'm seeing here, right? Corpse maggots and fallen in love is this old song from the internet. Don't worry about it. Okay. The key. I mean, you cost exactly 1 to play, and you're pretty flippin' thick. So let's put this squirrel out and bang on that stunted wolf. Here we are. Got a coyote in front of you. Oh, you're about to die, like, immediately. But then you're gonna be replaced by corpse maggots. I don't know if that's better. Ding. Corpses are in no short supply. I think think we grab a regular card. Pronghorn with its flip strike. Yeah, okay, so let's put a squirrel out. And we'll put the smoke out, and then we'll crash both of those for Pronghorn. That'll kill Coyote, and then 1 damage to Pack Mule. Oh no. My bones and boulders. This is fine. I can pull a squirrel off the top, play the squirrel. Murder the squirrel, play the stoat. Stoat will kill Adder. Pronghorn will smack the Pack Mule. Corpse Maggots will deal 2 damage. You say there's gold in the cards, and while you're correct, it's not quite what I wanted. I guess I pull this. So you found the stunted wolf. I have seen this play out enough times to know that a plan is in motion. Make haste. Sure. Route stink bug. Should I just lose on purpose so that I can get access to the camera? Is Inscryption on Switch or something? I actually don't know if Inscryption is on Switch. Katie is saying she thinks so. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just, like, get completely... I'm just gonna get completely munted out by this Bloodhound. I have to draw a card. Let's just draw a squirrel. I sure do have a lot of squirrels. Sure do have a lot of squirrels. Oh no, whoops, I appear to have lost. Hands. The death card could use some detail. 1 cost from Porcupine. I guess the 1/3 from Pronghorn. And probably Bullfrog. I never did ask you your name. Oh. I thought that I could, that's not it. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to bust through it because it's 11 o'clock. I saw Bad Road saying I think you should keep going, but I wanted to see if I could get to whatever the next stage of this is in one go. So does your soul go into the card when that happens? So I'm wondering about that myself because the stunted wolf just referred to us as a player, and that's not the sort of terminology that, like, it's on screen right now. GM calls us a challenger, and so that's that implies that those are two different concepts. More information is needed, I think. I didn't know if you could save partway through a run. Yeah, I could just back up. And I could just leave and then it auto-saves like the second you hit the thing. So we're just gonna quit right now. And we'll start on a fresh run next week with a whole bunch of new shit to do. I fucking love Daniel Mullins games. And I'm really excited to see what this pans out with. So that's gonna be it. Let me hit the button that goes to the outro screen. I wrecked my voice. I can feel it in the back of my throat. I'm just gonna take a drink of water before I start into all of the outro spiel. Ah, delicious, life-giving water. So, thank you all so much for joining me. I've been Kristi, one of 5 women who stream on this channel, along with my wife Katie and her sisters Annie and Alice and Sue. You can, we stream 6 days a week on the channel, give or take. It's been more fluctuating because our ISP has been weird, but we made a complaint with the FCC, which has apparently reached Cox now, and they are sort of shitting a brick about it. On Wednesday, we're going to have a bunch of people, or rather, they say they're going to have a bunch of people out to collaborate and look at the signal boxes and see why it's bad all the time. So hopefully that'll get sorted out soon. I would really like it to be the case. But until then, you can hit the follow button and see when we go live. Because if we can stream, we do stream, and there's always something fun happening. Let me go to the schedule, which is schedule.truck.community, so I can see what's going on for the rest of the week, although I think I can recite it off by heart. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Annie is going to be she started Little Nightmares 2 last week, so she's going to be continuing that on Tuesday, tomorrow, at 8:30 p.m. Central, which is when our U.S. Central GMT -5, which is when which is our time zone. On Wednesday, before our stream at 7 p.m., Bad Road is going to be playing Soul Reaver 2 at his channel, twitch.tv/badroad. And then at our usual time, Zoo will be playing Dark Souls. The souls, they continue to darken. She killed Seath the Scaleless last time? No, that was the last time that I actually saw. She did a stream, like, late night on Tuesday. She did a stream late night last week that I didn't see. Do you know where she is? She just killed Living Cage. Oh, right, in the Bed of Chaos. So she's going into, what, Unter Isolith? No, it's not even that. She's moving on to something else. But she's quite far in Dark Souls, taking the Darkstalker path. So jump in and have a look at that. On Thursday, Alice is going to be playing Spiritfarer with Mox, another game about death, and moving on with Deer Mills and Frog Uncles. It promises to be a good time. Katie's going to be playing Wander Song on Friday, continuing on from Clocktown. Yeah, because she's in the war-torn section. Yes. The border disputes, yes. So tune in for that. Wander Song is a great fucking game. All of these games are great games, by the way. But I like Wander Song a lot. on a personal level. On Saturday, we don't stream. That's our break time. But someone during our usual time on the channel twitch.tv/XenonFiber, someone in that system will be playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, the best Kingdom Hearts, I've been told. Sunday is our wildcard stream. We'll figure out what it is on the day, like we usually do. And then Monday, I'll loop back around to more of this. Andy is going to be playing Death's Door at twitch.tv/Andemonium starting at 6. And then it'll come back around to me and more Inscryption, where we push forward, where we push through face down. That's a Cell Dweller song. That's a reference to a Cell Dweller song. I haven't actually actively listened to Cell Dweller in a really long time, but that song is stuck in my head. It's just a call and response that's there now, and I'm never getting rid of it. So that's our schedule. You can find that at schedule.truck.community, or where you can also find links to the rest of our stream team. I said them during the spiel, but twitch.tv/badroad, Andemonium, XenonFiber, and Riz Plays Games. Great streamers worthy of your time and attention. And if you would like to see some more of us, we have a YouTube at youtube.truck.community, where it goes back for weeks. It goes back for years. We've been doing this a very long time. We're very good. We're honestly very good streamers. The problem with that is that to be a successful streamer, it's about 10% having good content, 15% luck, and 75% being an already affluent white guy. So there's that. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly am. This game's fucking great. And I hope that I will see you next time. And until I see you next time, I almost forgot my sign-off. Stay safe. Good night.